Hello and welcome. Welcome. Thank you for being here, whether you're here with me live or catching up with us later on in the VOD. I appreciate you being here. In this stream, we're going to spend a little bit of time working on a new carousel design. Trying to figure out if we can make a carousel out of this giant huge large ship that they added in Ashlands. So this should be a pretty chill stream while we do a little bit of science. In game, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. So like I said, thanks for being here. Hey, hi Sarah, you're gonna be lurking. Thanks for lurking. I noticed that Sarah posted a video today over on her channel, so check that out. Captain Postle, how are you doing? Thanks for being here. What do you got going on? Captain Postle had a thing recently, I think, too. Everybody is doing a lot of really cool stuff lately, so I figured, what the heck, why wouldn't I just join? So I've built a platform here. Out of these new pieces are great because they're large and you can build relatively large platforms out of them fairly easily. So I used that to build a platform. But this boat is massive. Like, it just covers the entire thing, which is kind of crazy. But first, I want to show you a thing. I am definitely using dev commands, and I'm definitely using mods today. But let me show you a thing that I did over here. I wanted to see if the giant huge large boat, the Ashland ship, could be put underwater, and it can. And here's my testing for that. I don't remember if I showed this before, so I'm showing it now. But it is possible. It is a thing that you can do. It is not necessarily a thing that I recommend doing, because it was a lot of effort, as you can tell. I'm gonna hook my character to this, and I'll look up, and we'll turn fly off. There we go. So yeah, it is definitely a thing that you can do. Captain Fossil says, doing great, gonna search for the bog witch later. Oh, nice. Well, good luck with that. I hope you find her easily. Hi, Canners, thanks for being here. How are you doing? Oops. So I got some fish going on down there. Canners, what are you working on / doing? But yeah, this took a minute to do. Like I said, I don't recommend it. It's very unwieldy. Luckily, the ship's structure, the ship's like physical structure, seems to be a little bit smaller than what it visually is. So yeah. Anywho, I figured I'd just show that off real quick, and then we'll get into the bulk of the thing. There I am. Here I am. Figure out where I'm going. Kenra says, oh yes, we need a massive elevator. That's really what it is. It's a massive elevator. Spelled. There we go. Maybe. Oh, okay. I added you to my commands, but it was like, it's clearly not working. So I'll get you in there. I'm doing pretty good. I'm ready to go. So let's like I said, I'm gonna be using commands or a mod to do this, and luckily build camera is working again, so we're gonna use that as we go. But we're gonna try and work on a way to make this a little bit more scientifically, besides just making a giant pole sticking out of the ground. So we're gonna work on that a little bit. And like I said, it should be a little bit chill. Kenner says, these days I've been playing V Rising. Ooh, very nice. Very nice. I just watched a little bit of V Rising. And other than that, just waiting for mods to update, yeah, so that you can get back into the test world to re-verify all the info, yeah, for sure. For sure. Alright, so this thing is super tall. So let's work on the height first. And I think it's, so I've got a preliminary thing. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then like a half kinda, or a quarter, or 75%. So we're gonna have to work on this part. I think this is gonna be a little bit difficult for us. That's a nice pinata, yeah, for sure. I know it spins. It kind of spins the same speed that the long ship does too. So let's do 1. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're gonna do 5. This is the thing is 20 meters tall, right? It's mine? Yeah, it is. Alright, 4. We're gonna do, I've already got a little bit of this stuff set up. I'm gonna put no cost on because I don't have any of this stuff gathered on my test server. Alright, I actually need to build right there. That's crazy how good you guys are at that. Alright, so oops. So there's 1. And I'm counting at 4-meter sections. There's 2. There's 3. 4. And 5. Alright. And this is theoretically connected to the pole through the ground, so that should be alright. I'm worried about stability. I mean, this is already kind of yellow. I was thinking about centering it on a pole of some sort and going from there, but we'll see. I know we've got these new pillars, which are pretty cool. So I was thinking I could probably actually center this pillar in there like that. It just kind of snapped to it, so that's pretty cool. I don't know if these give additional support. I haven't really seen much in the way of testing for like stability on these things, but they seem kind of cool. So in theory, if it's like green up here, then I mean it looks like it got worse. It's like orange now. I'm not really sure that I did much good. I'm not really sure that that's adding stability or not. So that's a thing. These flame metal pillars are probably it just makes the calculations go slower, Carousel says. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So let's get rid of that. Flame metal is just shiny ironwood, so it doesn't add extra stability. Okay. So really it's just ironwood pillars are the best stability then, and then surround them with actual stone. I could work on that. Alright. Like I said, this is 4 and some change, so let's do the 4. There's 1, 2, 3, and it's just red, and 4. That's kind of a bummer. But we can do some shenanigans to try and get some more stability up there. But that's going to be the major thing. If I put stone around this, doesn't that adds to it, doesn't it? It's been a minute, but I thought it did. Oops. Flame metal is flame metal is literally the same as ironwood. Yeah. Okay. I'll have to play with that some more. I've seen some kind of cool designs that you can do with some of the new stuff. So I want to kind of expand on those a little bit. Maybe I'm wrong. They're not. That helps. Okay. I'm not going to mess with that anymore then. Alright. So up here, we just have to make sure that we can connect enough stuff to build a structure, right? So this is the 4. And now we need to get, let's count this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I think I need to do one that sticks out. Bloop. For the half. And then now we get to do some shenanigans because I don't really remember some of this. So let's do a little bit of science. Kenner says what's funny about this is if you make a vertical beam from the 3 meter mark, you can go further before it breaks. I don't know why it does that. That's another thing it does. Oh, okay. Great. Oh, I know what you mean. If it's like offset inside a previous beam. Yeah, that makes sense. I think it's an all or nothing, right? So it'll either give you stability or it won't. And if it's taking stability from something that it's connected to already, then it'll be. Anyhow, I'm not doing a great job explaining that because my brain is thinking about some stuff. There we go. All right. Let's see here. I kind of did that weirdly, but I should be able to get the same result. So I did that kind of weirdly. Kenner says like when you make vertical beams from the horizontal ones I have. Okay. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Yeah. That is kind of strange, isn't it? Next. Let's try and get a... Oops. Let's try and get a hole in here. But we're gonna need to use the door. Because it's necessary. Actually, I think I need to do this. This is kind of what I did in my original tutorial. Like so. That way I could stand up there. And let's go ahead and stand up there. Why not? Fly. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah. There we go. Alright. So... let's do this. And this. And that should be roughly center there, which it is. And then we'll do this and this, and I think this is how I did it. Otherwise, we'll have to watch. We'll have to watch a video. And let's get rid of this thing in the middle, so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Kenner says from 1 meter high it goes to a certain distance, then breaks. 2 meter goes further, then breaks. 3 meter is the furthest. And then 4 meter goes as far as the 2 meter, yeah. That makes sense. Haven't tested things recently, yeah. But no, that makes sense to me. But it does sound like a thing that will probably need further testing, for sure. Alright. Stand here. Alright, I need to put... There we go. That's centered. Ish. And now we just kind of fill this in. Don't break that yet, Matt. Don't break that yet. What did I fill this in with? I think I just filled it in with these things. Yeah, okay. This was the secret sauce to how the whole carousel works. Not so secret now. Kenner says, I thought about making a stability system video before, then I shelved it till 1.0 comes out because they keep changing things. Yeah, I've seen a few stability videos, and I kind of had the same thought. I was like, and it just keeps changing. So I don't remember what Erica called this when I built it the first time. I think it was the pole hole. The pole hole. But I could be wrong. Still entertaining though. The reason why I've got it this height is because this is the height that's necessary for the wolves to be able to push against it. Push against the thing that holds the sails. And then you put a little doodad around that. And so we've got a nice little pole hole. So in theory, that should be enough for us to at least try and put a boat in. And if it doesn't work, then I'll have to force delete it and start over. I don't know how much health it has, otherwise we'll just keep beating on it until it blows up. Carousel says, good thing they didn't mess with wolf hitboxes then. Yeah, for sure. As long as, I mean, honestly, as long as they stay physical objects that can interact with the things around them, then it's probably fine. But I mean, even if they make the hitboxes taller or smaller, we can still adapt to it. I hope. But yeah. So let's see if we can get a boat in here. Where is it? There it is. I will use this. Ordinarily, I would just go down there and do it, but all right. So it's clearly a little tall. Actually, quite a bit taller than I would like. I guess I could shorten it, but you know, let's just we'll just proof of concept this, but when I do this, I think it'll need to be maybe one section shorter. So that'll be alright though. Alright. In order to build this up there though, we have to put something underneath it. So in the center, I'm just gonna put some of these. I don't really need to worry about precision, I just need something to rest the boat on. Okay, I needed to worry about precision a little bit. There. I like the big tiles. That's really handy. Alright. There we go. Alright. Now we're cooking with something. I don't know. Alright, so we got it through the hole. Now we can build it. Boop. And now I've got this giant boat up here, just chilling from the thing. Alright, that works just fine. Let's get rid of the little supports that we put it on. Blip, 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 blip. Oh, we didn't actually rest it on the supports, so that's cool. Let's get all that junk out of there. And this is, I think, just the right length. But look how massive this thing is. So it's 4.5 to the center point of the boat, which means it's nine 4-meter sections long. So whatever 9 times 4 is, right? So 36 meters long, versus the long ship, which is just itty bitty in comparison. So yeah. Kenner says chicks have a massive hitbox. They're born with the aura of dinos. That's funny. That's funny. They do seem to take up a lot of space for sure. All right. Next thing we need to do is let's just work a little bit on the platform. Last in the other version of this, I have a nice round platform that I had built. And we can do that, but I just want to do a little bit more testing, because I know that the wolves will have to be further out from the center, which means we're gonna have to build like a track for them to go on, to stay in, versus just having a round enclosure for them. So everything's a little bit more complicated the bigger it gets, but here we are. Now let's see, in theory we should be able to see. I'm just pushing against it. I mean, I know I'm sprinting, but I'm pushing against it. I'm really close to the center, so this is as fast as this is gonna go from the center, but we'll mess with it a little bit from the outer part, but we are gonna have to add some stability underneath. And I don't want to put anything that's going to stick out up here. So what I mean is, like, if I put these here, which adds stability. It adds these bumps, and I'm worried that those bumps are going to hang the wolves up. So what I have to do is, for now, during our testing, we'll just use these. And that's fine. It doesn't have to be pretty, I guess. Because we're just testing. Crafting level 11. Alright. That'll do. That'll do. Carousel says they become chickens, and the hitbox shrinks. I don't know why Erikan't does these things. That's interesting. Alright, that is red. Red, red, red. I am definitely concerned about the stability of this structure. Even if I add ironwood beams to the bottom of these, will that help? I really don't know. I guess I could just make the entire upstairs out of iron. Right? That's a thing. Alright, that's a little better. We're green now. Alright. And then let's expand this a little bit. Bloop. Let's get up here a little bit further. Okay, so the ropes aren't physical objects. That's good. I was kind of concerned that that was going to be a thing. Ah, they're red. Oh no. Oh no. That's going to be a problem. Like, the stability issue is going to be a problem. For sure. Kenner says I could use my old style and make 3 more poles. Will that help? May have to do that, you're right. Connect those just below the pole. Yeah. I may have to. I may have to do that. Let's, hang on. I do want to try this real quick. I don't mind spending a ton of iron when I'm in rebuild mode. Because I don't think these will cause an issue. It says that'll help. It'll distribute the stability. Even just adding 1 more will help. Yeah, I may have to. I was really hoping to avoid that. To be honest. Alright. Kind of missed over here, hey? Bloop, bloop, bloop. There we go. I'm not sure how I missed that, but I did. Make sure I didn't impede with the pole hole. I didn't. Okay. Alright. I guess we'll just continue using this for a bit. Alright, that looks green over there. Iron cage no longer disrupts the calculation to float like what I'm thinking. Really? Boo. I'm doing everything I can, Generous, to avoid building another tower. Or another support pillar. Everything I can. So like this is just gonna yellow and break, huh? I'm okay with it being like this looks like it's the right, this will be fine. If I can build out to this, it'll calculate stability from the ironwood And then it'll slowly go red and break. Boo. Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's kind of what I'm seeing now, hey? That's too bad. That means, so does that mean, like, the massive platform that I've built over on Farmheim will probably just crumble the next time I sign into Farmheim, eh? That's kind of a bummer. I'm still gonna try, because I just at least want to see how much further. It looks like this is far enough out, which is good. Hopefully the wolves are strong enough to push it, but I remember it being roughly about this much effort to push it, to push the longship. I think it'll be fine. But yeah, every time I build a new one, it just starts recalculating. Yeah. That's alright. That's alright. That's what science is for. That's what science is for. So remove some of this stuff so it has less things to think about. Oh, see, I knew there was one that was kind of jank. Kind of missed here. Oh yeah, look at all that red. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, that would have been doom. That would have been doom. Kenner says, I'll be more surprised if this stays. Yeah. Well, I mean, even if it does stay, the fact that it's so red, now already, leads me to believe that, I won't even be able to build anything on top of it. You know what I mean? Like, there won't be any space for, the rest of the platform. So that's kind of a bummer, but not surprising. I'm just gonna use this a little bit. There we go. It's kind of jank already, so. Kenner says, I know the cage thing doesn't work since I use it to hold stone blocks afloat, and now I can no longer do that. Oh. Really? Oh no, that's even worse, because I've got tons of stuff that I've built where it's just a stone, right? Like where it's just the cage with so that'll just break, huh? Alright. Well, let's do the thing then. That means I have to find the right spot to build from, which means we have to go from the center of this, and we have to go out 4.5, so let's just do that. Part of the reason why I was really hoping to avoid having to build additional support pillars, or support poles, I guess, is that requires you to find the center of the thing. Which isn't that big a deal, but it's just an extra step that I was really hoping to avoid. But I mean, that's okay. That's what testing's for, and we're just gonna jank test it. So that'll be fine. Kenner says, as long as the cage is getting ground stability, it'll be fine. From multiple sources, it'll be fine. Alright, well, let's get it ground stability from multiple sources. We have to go out quite a bit, so we're gonna add a whole bunch of random stuff to calculate. Alright, so it's 4 and change. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Add some more stuff for it to think about. Something to think about. And we'll build a pole down. We'll build that out of ironwood so it doesn't just break immediately. There we go. Let's get directly underneath it. Right. Where'd my cursor go? Ah, lost my cursor. There it is. Bip, 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 bip. Not far enough. Bip. Bip. And like so. Alright. Next, we'll spin the thing. But I don't, that doesn't look like it's far enough out, but we'll give it a shot. Give this a good old spinaroo. Spinaroo. Hey, look at that. Spin it again. All the way around. Just to, like I said, the physical structure of the boat's a little bit funny. Spin, spin, spin. Spin, spin, spin. If it gets stuck, then we know it needs to go further out. And it got stuck. By that much. That's okay. I'm gonna have to bind that because my keyboard's doing some jank stuff where like almost every single one of my buttons double presses, which is great. Oh no. There goes the stone. What else is breaking? What else is breaking? Just clomp, clomp, clomp. Let's see. Kenner says if doing this in creative mode, the Great Orphan Nest root works like ground. And there is always your favorite ice floor. Oh, okay, yeah, that's interesting. I think that if I were to do this in a creative, what do I hear? Is it just, oh, it's this boat. What's going on over here? It's like, what? I hear just stomping. Is there something beating on this boat? This little gray. That's funny. Alright. That's actually pretty funny. Alright, let's build this pole. I want it to be a well, maybe if it's a third pole, maybe that'll give us more stability. But it probably won't. And I really don't want to do that because it kind of messes with my brain when stuff isn't either full or not. So, go. And put that back on auto. If I can just push the right button once. There we go. Kenner says, let him help me break the boat. I don't need to. He's busy. He's doing his job over there. Alright, let's see. Is this going to be far enough out? I wonder. Boop, 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 boop. Looks like it will be. Okay. Boop. 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 There we go. There we go. I will say that this this giant ship seems to sit flatter in the air than the long ship does it. I don't think it'll need as much adjustment, which is good because the pole hole might not be able to have as much. That's all still floating up there. Did I build on that side? I may have built on that side. That may actually just be it then, hey. Come up here and look. Let's look for what this is about. Alright. There we go. Let's see what happens to that. So that's a little bit additional stability there. This is all green, but we'll see. We'll see, you know? Everybody's fighting their own battles. Guess that's like the primary test of whether or not it'll hold. This is kind of driving me crazy over here. Like I said, that's a little tall, right? That's actually quite taller than I want it to be. I don't think there's really any way to make it get onable without having like stairs to jump down on it. But we'll work on like probably a spiral staircase or something that goes around the back. My goodness. Kenner says, I gotta love this fluke of a physical build system. Yeah. Need to mod in the airplane stair car. Yeah. That's funny. That's funny. Look how big this paddle is. Or rudder, I guess. That is absolutely massive. Which I think is amazing. It's oh, what's it look like when it's got damage to it? Hey, that's kind of a cool look. Go over there. Yeah, that's kind of a cool look that it's got when it's damaged. It's it looks a little bit looks a little weathered. And the deck looks, you know, it looks weathered. It's interesting. Okay. Good job doing the science for me so I don't have to do it. That's funny. Kenner says, I still wish we'd get a speed boost on the boats. The more Vikings are on it. Yeah, that would be cool. Or and honestly, I think I've talked about this before. Don't give me a benefit without having like to do the work on it. Like honestly, just give them they've got ore holes, right? I mean, these aren't really ore holes, but I think those are drainage holes, but they could be ore holes. I don't know. But like, yeah, give the extra Vikings ores that they you know, they do the thing on or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I agree with you. I think there's a mod that does that, right? Alright, I'm gonna use this. Just checking to see if, like, there's any jank that happens. There we go. You know, this is a science stream. Alright, so it looks like the stone up here is definitely breaking. That's unfortunate. This is all still red. Orangish. Which is a bummer. Let's break that. Get rid of that completely. Let it finish doing its calculations. Get rid of that. That's a little unfortunate. It gets red all the way out to here. And it's still pretty red. I'd kind of thought that you could do a wood pillar, right, out of this stuff, core wood pillar, and then put the ironwood beams inside it, and then wrap that in stone, and you'd get more stability further up. That's how I thought it used to be. Is that not the case anymore? If that's not the case, then we can gain a little bit of stability by raising the ground around them, I think. But yeah, that's kind of rough there, hey? Because that means that anything that I build up here will be will be probably red. Kind of says stuff like this makes me miss Infinity Hammer. I think Infinity Hammer just got updated, hey? I thought I saw it on the list. Maybe I'm wrong. But what benefit would that be? Infinity Hammer does a whole bunch, changes a bunch of stuff, right? Yeah. Let's make sure this still spins past that. I didn't... Connor says I didn't check recently because I use a lot of Jared's mods for testing and need them all. Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Yeah, this seems to still at least do the thing. So at the very least, it could be a person-powered carousel instead of a wolf-powered carousel. Run out of stamina really quick. It'd have to be in stamina, infinite stamina mode. But so I'm guessing I won't be able to push this anywhere. Is it? I won't be able to push this any further out. Will I? Really just need it to go one more out. Like you said, I may have to do all three. All three or even four. I may have to even do all the way around. Which would be unfortunate, but I want this to work. I'm really hoping to build one of these for an upcoming thing. Hence the science bit. Be able to smush this stuff in there. I want you to smush. Here, this is what I'll do. Hello? Meh. There. Now it's smushed. Alright. Infinity Hammer just adds a whole lot of functionality to the hammer itself. Like for this, you can copy the whole structure and then nudge it into the ground height-wise to see if that would help stability-wise. Oh wow, that's a pretty big quality of life thing. Yeah, I could see why that would be important to have. I was thinking about that because like when I was building that one, I was like, oh, that one's too tall. I should make it shorter, and then I promptly did. But I was like, okay, well, I could just take out a section and it'll go down, and then I realized, no, that's not what'll happen. It'll just crumble. And I didn't do it. Clearly. I have not done this scientifically. 2, 3. Oh, I don't even know how far out I've gone now from the center. So let's do this. 1 and it's like a change, right? So this is kind of 1 in 75%. Put this off there. This is not out far enough. Connor says, yeah, there's a reason I hate those tools for testing. Can even make blueprints on the hammer itself and uses the same blueprint folder as plan build mod. Oh, that's cool. I tried to use the plan build mod. I really struggled with it. I had a really hard time getting it to do the thing. Do you know what I mean? I can't even describe because I probably wasn't using it right. But this was a while ago, so there were probably some other issues that were keeping me from being able to understand it, and they were mostly brain issues. But there we go. There we go. This is so huge. of that. Get rid of that. Alright. Kara says, once you understand how plan build works, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I feel like that makes sense. Alright. So the next thing that we need to test, I guess, is whether or not wolves can shove this, because I haven't tested that yet. So let's spawn. Let's do one wolf. 1, 3, and oh wait. Okay, I gotta tell it what to spawn. Spawn wolf. 1, 3. I gotta tame it, or it eats me. Let's tell it to follow me. Come on, wolf. Come on. You can do it. Not far enough away yet. There we go. Hey, just one wolf. And give that a good old shoveroony. Look at that. You know, till it gets stuck. Or bored. Went too far away. There you go. Okay. Yeah. I'll take that. Cool. Let's do it again. Let's I would think I think 3 is what I used on the other one. So we'll do 2 more. Whoop. I type all the wrong words. Go back. No. Follow. And follow. There we go. Alright, that's 3 wolves. Give that a good old look at that. Look at how good they're doing. Guys. Oops. You know, till they don't. I wonder what it is that they're getting stuck on. That's kind of weird, hey? There you go. Yeah. Go. That's kind of weird. So they seem to just get stuck. But it could be flying behavior or something like that, because I am kind of derping around. Let's do another one. Spawn. Wolf 1, 3. Does that work from there? It does. Tame. Because we can fit 4 on them. Looks like. There you go. Alright. Mush. Whoa! Ah, okay. That's a problem. Cool. Alright. Kenner says you can make a path for them so they only stay on the outside of that. Yeah. Then that is definitely something that will have to happen. Alright, let's see what happens when we are on the boat, because this is how the boat works. Oh, hello. Okay. I mean, honestly, this is really encouraging. The fact that we're moving at all. What? Oh, I was like, that's not right. Yeah. Science, guys. Look at the science is working. I'm gonna get a drink. I'll be right back. Carousel says, it's alive! It's alive! That's funny. It is. That's great. No, I'm pretty happy about that. Because, I mean, that's, if anything, this is proof of concept, right? The rest of this, all of this stuff up here, all the junk that's happening up there, that's all, I think that's all manageable. But if this part didn't work, then, you know, then all of it would have been for naught. And it would have been a fancy, like Canara said, I think you called it a pinata. Yeah. So, honestly, I'm super stoked about this, because this means that I'll be able to do this. Very cool. Very cool. The next part is reworking some of the stability stuff. And clearly, I mean, honestly, look at, I don't really actually need to build a super wide platform, because they're just doing it from the inside anyways, right? So that's cool. Tanner says, I love the background. The stairs look like roller coaster tracks. Oh, now I want to build a roller coaster. That boar's down there helping too. Doing my part. I'm doing my part. So cool. And it really doesn't need more than, I mean, 2 wolves is kind of slow mode, right? 3 wolves I think would be ideal. So I think what I'll do is, now that we've done this, honestly, we might actually tear this all down and work a little bit on the platform itself. So I know that's going to feel like a lot of backtracking, and it is a lot of backtracking, but that's what the science is. And Carousel, let me show you something. Here, let me get out of fly mode. Let's take a brain break. Everybody needs a brain break, right? Free fly. Free fly. I need to get the right commands and stuff going again. There we go. Am I in fly mode? Alright. Oh, how are we doing over here? Oh, you got it! Good job! Well done! Well done. Your reward is to get eaten by a wolf. Because that's capitalism, right? You did a lot of really hard work, and then you just get eaten by a wolf. Anyhow. Tell my wolves to chill here. Good job, everybody. I'm stoked that worked. Are you still following me, or are you just a rando? No, you're following me. All right. So I was kind of working on a thing that's kind of similar to a roller coaster in a way. And I think we're close. I think we're close, Canorus. It's not super complex or complicated or anything, but this here kind of works. I was working on like a monorail system. The biggest obstacle right now is getting both sides of the thing to work at the same time, because what the wolves have a tendency to do is they kind of desync from each other. Let me see if I can shove it forward from here. Come on. It kind of works, right? Because I was looking for a way to move lots of materials from down to up, like from the bottom of a mountain. Come on, let's move. All right. Kenner says there's a simple solution, just use Viking friends. Oh yeah, hey, you're right. That's funny. Oops, let me get these guys to follow me. No, I just keep telling the same one to do the thing. There we go. There we go. Alright, I think that's all 4 of them, right? Nope, that was only 3 of them. Wasn't even telling the one that I thought I was telling. No, what are you doing? I was telling all 4 of them. There we go. Alright, so they're not going to be synced up because they're in a different spot. Let's get them synced up. And this is still pretty jank, right? And I'm still trying to figure out what the slippiest surface is for the boat to move on. But yeah, they got kind of desynced. So that was kind of anticlimactic, but I got the boat from that side to that side once because they stayed in sync. But yeah, that is something that we can kind of do. It's just a matter of figuring out what the slippiest, most consistent surface is. These are signs that I used. It's probably not the best surface. But yeah, no, that kind of works. Try core wood beams, yeah. I think core wood beams. The problem with core wood beams is that the ends of the core wood beam are not the bounding box for the core wood beam are not consistent with the middle of the core wood beam. So what happens is the boat will go really smoothly across the middle, and then it'll get stuck. It'll get stuck here. You see how, and it's not very much, right? It's mostly just where this interlocks there, like that. It'll get stuck in that interlocking point, or wherever the model graphically kind of janks a little bit. That was my experience with it, but it's been a minute, right? It's been a little while since I've played with that, and I've definitely not done anything like that in any of the recent patches. I kind of stopped playing for about a year. Sorry, everybody. But yeah. That just kind of appeared out of nowhere. Kenner says, bounding boxes are like aliens. You can't see them, but you know they're there. Yeah. That's funny. Alright, let's go on down there. Like I said, I'm not gonna start over, but I am gonna get rid of all the metal up at the top. Oops, I did the wrong one. Alright. So let's get rid of the metal up at the top, and let's work on this platform and make it a little more platformy for the wolves. It needs to be round, and we can do all of this stuff. Now we know that they will push against the center, and that is enough. And that's all. That's really what we needed to know in terms of like the bulk of the testing. The bulk of the testing is done, guys. The bulk of the testing for this is done. Fundamentally, we can probably build this exactly the same way that we built the Carousel 1.0, which is cool. So like if this is something that you're wanting to do on your own world / server, just keep in mind you have to apparently have additional stability, which is kind of a bummer, but I'm not gonna complain. Let's get rid of all this junk, because that's what it is. It's junk. Junky junk. And, oh, that all just vanished. Very good. Very good. Alright, alright. So, one of the things is, in the previous build that I did, I had to have the center point marked, because that's where the platform was built from. And now that the boat is there, that's going to be a little bit more difficult. So I'm probably going to actually get rid of the boat. Yeah. Kenner says the best thing Jar has done is made data.yaml input reader for his world edit mod. Oh, you can write custom code / actions in there and they work in the game. That's cool. That is cool. It's a lot of work that Jar's done, for sure. It's just too bad about all this red stability that's happening here. Which does lead me to believe that we're going to need to do the thing. Alright, so I need to get rid of the boat. Now, does force delete work, or is force delete going to just force delete everything in like a 50-yard radius? First, let's check the name of this thing. Spawn. Viking ship. Ashlands. Okay, so if I type force delete Viking ship underscore ashlands, will it delete the ship or will it just make a hole? My guess is it's just gonna make a hole. Even though I've named the thing. Dang it. Force. Is that the only delete option? Is there a remove option? Okay. Force delete. Is there a space between it? There's gotta be a space, right? Viking ship ashlands. Hey! Good. That was such a long drop. Remove drops. There we go. Got rid of all the junk. Let's work on the platform now. Let's make the platform a little bit more platformy. Alright. We made it up here. Get rid of this so that I can see what's going on. Okay. Almost broke the pole hole. Alright, so let's find the center of this real quick if we can. Yeah. That's kind of an issue. Because without the actual center of this, I can't really build a round platform off of it. Which I should be able to just do, hey? I should just be able to go flip, 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 flip. Let's see how... I'm just gonna do it by, like, feel. The most unscientific method possible. It's too far. Unscientific method. Yeah, look at that. But when I do build this, I'll probably have to start from the center like I did for the other thing. And then do it properly. But that works. So, and it gets even more unscientific when you have to do it this way. There we go. Look at that. Okay. Look at that. All right. In theory. Oh, let me grab this real quick. Grab a drink, everybody. I'll be right back. got a little bit of work done here. Just working on a round platform. Definitely easier with a mod. Carousel says I'm used to all the commands from Jared's mod, so the default ones sound odd to me. Yeah, for sure. I haven't really looked at it, so that's kind of interesting. I'll have to look at them. I used something called generic object remover, which was really good for removing stuff. I'm not sure if that's one of I'm not sure who wrote that one, but it was a really good mod to do exactly what it says it does. It removes generic objects, and it made it really easy to do it. All right, let's get rid of some of these. Kind of muddy in the space here. There we go. It looks like I got one more to do. When I do this on a real world, a real server, I'll just I'll use the same exact steps that I used for 1.0. Kenner says generic object was before Iron Gate added force delete. Yeah. You're right. And then like here's why I still prefer generic object remover, is because if you make a mistake with force delete, it still makes a giant hole around you and then just deletes all the stuff. Like I actually tried to remove this is the second one of these. I spawned in one of those ships right here just to see if this platform was big enough, and then I force deleted it and I typed it in. At least I thought I typed it correctly, but clearly I made a typo, or I didn't. Maybe it's case sensitive or something, and I just made a giant hole in this platform. And I was like, it didn't even delete the ship, it just made a hole. Like, boo. I like Jared's mods because they work in harmony with one another, and I know there are no weird mod conflicts. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Alright, in theory, I can break this and it should still have a hole. It should still... Oh. Go up there. Just look. Let's just look in here. Tanner says object delete in world edit mod doesn't make holes in the world. Okay. Good to know. Oh no! It's not open. There's no hole there anymore. So that was clearly not... Oh, you know what it is? I know what I did. Hang on guys. I missed a step, so we have to do this all over again. The hazards of getting a phone call in the middle of trying to use my brain. That's okay. I missed a step, and it's an important step that's necessary. And it's this. Do the thing. And then I actually need to use... this one first. Hello? Stop snapping to that. There we go. That's my bad. It is kind of out of order the way I'm doing this, so... Wow, this is really... there we go. That was being really difficult for some reason. The reason why we do this is because these are temporary. What is this snapping to? It doesn't look like it's snapping to the right thing. That's good. That's good. This is actually pretty tight. I don't know how tight this needs to be. But we'll see. There we go. Yeah, this is probably way too tight. This is even accurate, but we'll see. So then we do these. I think this is a lot more pinwheel spokes than I did on 1.0, but that's okay. Make this symmetrical to itself. Giant pinwheel spokes. But this is kind of massive. But that's okay. There we go, like so. Alright, and then we connect them. Yeah, okay, so I don't need all of them. In fact, it doesn't even look like it's the right... Doesn't even look like it's the right distance. On them. That's kind of... Oh no, I remember. Okay, I remember. It's this, and then this. This. And then that. This. And then that. In a minute. I didn't watch my video on how I built this. Which is okay. We're just kind of we're sciencing, right? I think I started this from the right one. Do this one because it'll be easier. This. Oh, okay. Or not. It just connected to the opposite of what I wanted it to do. So that worked. Why is it snapping to the one that I'm not pointing at? Boo. Boo. And then this. Bingo. Alright, so I actually don't need the ones that are sticking out because that'll drive me a little crazy. That'll drive me a little crazy. Oh look, I missed. Dang it. There's a giant hole down there. There we go. So let's get rid of these. First. So that they're not in our face. And because this stuff is connected to the center now via the thing, we can actually just get rid of... Oh no. I need to rebuild that before that breaks. Because otherwise the pole hole won't be connected to anything. There we go. There we go. And there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, not enough stability throughout the thing though. We can rescue it though, right? This is ugly, but I'm rescuing as much of it as I can. We lost a little bit. That really does lead me to believe that I'm going to need either just spam iron or something. Or like you just said, Kenra said, like, looks like you'll have to make the 4 stability pillars. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. I'm really hoping not to, but I think you're absolutely right. So. Okay, let's do it. You know, it's important science that we're doing. But first. That's yellow. What if I use the iron cages as floors? Will that be enough? I want it to be enough, Kenris. I want it to be enough. Want it to be enough. Doesn't look like it's in the same snap point. There we go. Oh my god, let's just smush them all in here. Just smush them all in here. I think that looks better, but I'm just gonna smush them. It's because this is a non-standard length, so it is a problem. Tanner says, I mean, if you can get it done with less, that's always great. Yeah, I don't wanna like build it with more and then be like, okay, and then have it, I don't know, whatever. It doesn't look like it. I mean, it's already all bright red and stuff, so. But this is kind of how I built the floor, is I just kind of smushed in a bunch of floors until all the gaps were gone. So, you know, it's not pretty. Really? Oh, there we go. Guess I could have done it a little bit evenlier. Okay. Did I break out the center? No, I did not. Okay. Let's do this. That, and we'll do this, and then we'll do that. Just like to have that connected. Please stay at least like orange. I still have a hole down there. When I do this for real, I mean, I can figure out a way to make this more aesthetically pleasing than just a bunch of cages. But again, we're just sciencing. Interesting as you say that, like Valheim has a standard length. the decimal differences with the bounding boxes connecting together is insane. Yeah, for sure it is. I had to force myself to learn to ignore that inconsistency in Valheim. Yeah, that makes sense, and yeah, you're absolutely right. That's why I like a lot of my tutorials and a lot of the work that I do is like around how do you do stuff in a consistent, repeatable manner, because that is so important to me, right? Like I'm a like do the same thing, get the same result kind of guy. So it, like you said, it's kind of crazy how inconsistent it can be. There we go. Figure it out. This is gonna be like super expensive to build. This is probably like 1,000 iron or something. I don't know. More iron than exists in the game. Alright. And then we gotta connect it to the middle, right? Because we haven't even done that. That's how I did it first. And the first one is I built these 4 and then went from there. So, note to self, do the thing. But yeah, now it's connected in the middle. And we should, in theory, be able to break that. Let's see how much stuff breaks now that I've removed its support from the complete center. Hello? Oh, I forgot to get rid of that and that. There we go. Kenner says, want to know something that'll drive me insane? Maybe, I guess. Make a circle with wood beams, and then make the same circle with ashwood beams. They haven't sorted that out yet. It's the most bonkers thing ever. Oh no. I'm probably not going to do that right now, because I'm using up all my brain for this. But what's the end result? Or they just don't match up at all? Because I think the ashwood. Let me look at this. Hang on. Because the ashwood beams are kind of bigger than the wood beams, aren't they? I don't know. Do they have different snap points? Or a different, yeah, the corner's different, isn't it? Yeah, that looks different. Oh wow. Hang on, I think that was 2 tick though. So I think that was kind of unfair of me. There we go. Is it that much, or did I make a mistake? Wow, that's crazy that this one crossed into that one, and that's 1 tick all the way across. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see what you're talking about. That's kind of crazy. Like you said, not the most accurate. For sure. Yeah, that corner is definitely different. Very, very slight, yeah. It kind of says it's in the thing you can't alternate those beams to get consistent result. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I see what you're talking about. So like you can't go ashwood to regular wood. Let's get this connected like so. Like so. Like so. For that. I don't remember if I used this much iron. I know I didn't use this much iron, but I can't remember if I used iron cages for that part either. But okay. Now we've got this iron hellscape going on up here. But in theory, let's see. So this is the next step, right? The next step was to smush in a bunch of these. We have to see if we can still put the boat up here. It's alright. I know it's not pretty. That's not the goal. Just yet. We can pretty later. Smush. Which way is this? Smush. our mail's getting delivered. Nurse says, I've been sending all these things to Iron Gate. They probably hate me. Oh no. It's important feedback though. Especially if they're wanting to have the same consistency across the board. I think you had said something a while ago. The building in this game was kind of an afterthought, or at least it wasn't supposed to be like as important in their initial plans. All right. Next, I think we're good to build the boat, but remove drops. If none of this stuff breaks up here, then this is exactly all we need, to be honest. Blah, 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 blah. Like if none of that stuff up there breaks, then we're pretty much done in the design phase. But look at all that red. We might not have to build anything else. Nothing else breaks. Looks like, well, I should have enough ability up there. Let's with what I've got, I shouldn't have to add anything to it, but if I have to put the additional 2 support poles up the sides, then that's what I have to do. I just don't wanna. Counter says, yeah, the stability system, it wasn't the main goal. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright. Here's what I do. I'm gonna time scale 3, and let's have it try and do as much math as fast as possible. Sometimes this works, to force it to see if it'll break stuff. Candace, did you see, I think it was Waddle had a stream where they were sailing around looking for the Bog Witch, and they were on the boat. I think it was Waddle, Sarah, maybe Kyle. I think Gobi Scout was there. I think maybe WSR was on there too. And everybody on the boat was just jiggling, like the whole time, like just jiggling. I hope that's something that gets looked at, because like that was kind of crazy to watch. You know what I mean when stuff jiggles in this game. Counter says I missed the. Oh, I think yeah, I think the splash was there. Maybe. I missed the end of the stream. Caught the tail end of it on Splash's stream. Yeah. All right. This looks like we may be okay with just the 2. So let's time scale this again so that we're not trying to zoom around. Motion at the front door. Tanner says, what do you mean? We love vibrations in this game. It's a vibe, yeah, for sure. It reminded me of the the vibe and cat meme. Okay. 4. Let's build. Let's just kind of estimate where the center is going to be. I think it's going to be here. I don't know. We do some of these too. These, I don't recognize the shapes yet. Boop, boop, boo. Yeah, that's exactly. Counter says kind of like when you're in fly mode and sit in a chair. Was it that kind of jiggle by any chance? It was a little bit like that. It wasn't as like that one's a pretty like that one's pretty vibrating, and it was kind of like that. But that on a boat, you know what I mean? It looked like a little bit of like extra server desync But it was the day of the patch, so. It may, yeah, like Carousel, it sounds like a networking issue. It may have been. All right, let's get the boat up here. Boaty boat. Oh, that's the wrong boat. Like, that is just massive, right? This would have been enough. But anyhow, a little bit higher. Little bit higher. That will just cause the boat to explode. So one more. I'll just do 2 for good measure. Oh, weird. It's letting me build it even though the mast is inside. There we go. Get rid of all this junk that's down here. Yeah, I was hoping that some of these new pieces had a little bit more oomph to the stability, like they could add to it. But if that's not the case, then we are, wow, it's still really up there though. Like we could actually shorten this by a good, what? Math this. We could shorten this by a whole 2 sections, and that would help with stability up there too, wouldn't it? Like a whole 2 sections or a whole 4 meters down would increase the amount of stability that I have up there. Do you think that would be enough to not have to have 2 poles? I don't know if it would be enough though. My guess is probably not. All right. Next testing is, does it spin still? Now it's not touching this, but the sails are touching, so that's the thing. And it looks like it does. Look at how easy that is. Look at, of course I'm in fly mode, so yeah. Cool. Very nice. All right. And then the next test, Karen says the server doesn't host all the things, all the items at the same time. That makes sense. Alex says, what exactly? Hi, Alex. Welcome in. How are you doing? What's going on? What exactly am I building? What exactly am I making here? And does it have a purpose of any sort, or just kind of cool? So I am building the second version of what I call my wolf-powered carousel in Valheim. In terms of its purpose, it kind of serves the purpose of being a wolf-powered carousel. I'm sorry, I'm not being sarcastic. I'm just trying to like think what would the purpose be. So yeah, we have kind of, I'll show you. We'll see if it works. Spawn. So kind of a carousel-ish kind of thing. Wolf. Let's do 4. We'll make them 2-star because they have to be, and we'll tame them before they eat my face. And for me, a big part of the purpose was to find ways to make movement in the Valheim game, in places where movement really isn't. We don't have a lot of stuff that just kind of moves in this game. So that was kind of my goal with it. And that's, I think we've kind of accomplished that. Haha, ha ha ha, look at that. This is the first test of it, actually. So welcome in. You came in at just the right time. Because we're testing it. And it spins. Hey. It looks like slow mode might be the only mode that it has, though. And that's okay. But yeah. So we built a wolf-powered carousel out of the longship, and then I wanted to see if it was possible to build a wolf-powered carousel out of the massive McHuge ship that they added in the Ashlands update a while ago. This ship is huge. But yeah. that's really what it is, and I guess that was generally the purpose, the science and idea behind it was just how can I have movement in a game that doesn't have a lot of it. I'm pretty pleased with that, guys. Like, honestly, that's, like you said, Alex, that's pretty neat. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, you came in at just the right time to see this being going. I wonder if more wolves will make it faster, or if I can add a little bit of a track up here to kind of push them out a little bit further. The only problem with that is they'll get stuck on corners, which means I have to make a circle in the middle. And we all know what circles do. But yeah, the problem with more wolves is I think they'll always force each other through because bounding boxes are what they are. It really only looks like 2 of them are doing it right now. Alex says maybe make the platform larger. Yeah, that's a good idea. And I think in order to do that, I would have to add more stability poles. Let's see if we can force them away from the middle. By adding some build pieces up there. We did get some round build pieces, which is kind of cool. So maybe we can add some. Kenner says, "What if I make a track and just have 2 wolves?" Yeah. Let's see what we can do. First, I want to see if we can just expand the square. You know, just expand the square in the middle, because maybe we don't even need to try and add a circle. Maybe we can just make the corners bigger. And ordinarily, like for example, the tutorial that I've built or made for the first version of this is a tutorial using no mods, so you can do it on any server or any vanilla server. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured was going to happen. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured was going to happen. Is they would just kind of shove each other through the sail. So, all right. So I guess the next thing is to, I don't want to have to re-find the center of this thing to build a circle out. But I think you're right. I think we'll have to make a track for them if we wanted to go faster. Which clearly we wanted to go faster than this. If I come over here, it should change the direction. Now we're going the other direction. Alex says, is the overall height of the support structures taller than a planted pine tree? Ooh, good question. Yeah, probably. But no, that's a really good question, because you're right. Oh, you're absolutely right. We could totally use trees for stability purposes. Yeah, and then because Kenner had suggested earlier to use the gray dwarf spawner roots, because those also give a little bit of stability, but that would be in a creative mode only, / if you wanted to build it directly off of one of those things. But yeah, planting a tree and then building through that is a really good solution for adding stability. Good call. Thanks, Alex. Yeah, for sure. Let's let these wolves out, and then we'll work on adding a track up there. See how well we can get that to work. So, forward. Yeah, go beyond the boat. Oh, it looks like moving animals on this boat is going to be easier than moving animals on a longship. So, because they're not, they fit on there, which is good. I wonder what moving loxes would be like on that boat. Now that I'm thinking about it, bringing a pile of loxes. That's what I'll do for Ashlands when I get there for my Ernst playthrough. Is I'll bring a pile of loxes over there with me. How well do Loxen survive against that? Here's a thought: raise the ground to height needed. Plant a pine tree across the raised ground, and get more stability by putting your horizontal supports up from the tree. Yeah, that's a really good idea. That's kind of what we were talking about a little bit earlier. Is if we just don't have enough stability, we can always just do the raise the ground trick. But I really honestly hadn't thought of the the tree thing. And honestly, like let's say I wanted to just Viking power this. You know, I brought some friends on, or if I built this on a multiplayer server or whatever. If I was running, say, like an event or something, I could always just have my character be the driver of this thing, so that it could go faster. But yeah, no, this works out pretty well. It feels slow, because it is a little slow, but I think it might also feel slow because it's just so big. It's just so big. All right. So let's see if I can even get. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. Force delete. We're gonna force delete the ship. Ah, see, Counter-Us, that's what I'm talking about, right there. Boo. Well, shoot. I'm not entirely convinced I want to spend the time rebuilding that right now. But everybody, honestly, 100%. Alex says, I think the Viking power would feel faster if your perspective was from the fore or after the boat. Being further away from the center point increases the speed. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. That makes absolute sense. And then, yeah, Canara says, weird. And Captain Fossil, that's no good. No. Oh, no, it's okay. I mean, honestly, 100%. Like, to me, the fact that we were able to get it working as well as we did is a success. 100%. No ifs, ands, or buts. This stream was a 100% success. It's kind of a bummer how easily that wolf just jumped out of that boat, but I'm okay with that. See? A giant hole, that's what I'm talking about. So, I definitely have a like for the generic object remover. That's really cool. Kenner says, I love Jared's mod for both the better object control and undo. Yeah, I saw the undo. I think that got up, didn't that? I think that may have been updated recently. Alex says, what other forms of movement have we created outside of carousels? One of the things that we're working on, I showed Cantorus this a little earlier. It's still kind of a proof, not really a proof of concept. It's still kind of a theory behind. A lot of the stuff is around the boats, or around the stuff that moves, right? So carts and whatnot. So I'm working on a track system. Just have to figure out which materials to build it out of that'll give it the most consistent amount of movement. and then it'll allow the boat to move along this track. Because I was really honestly thinking about how do you move like a massive amount of materials. They're following me because I was over here, so it's a little bit jank. And like Kenner says, it's a proof of concept with Viking friends instead of wolves. So the thought around it is you go sailing, and you bring home a pile of heavy materials or whatever that looks like, and you have this track system that brings your boat from the water to your base, and then instead of having to use a cart to unload and whatnot. And kind of the same thing with the cart, like you can load up a cart with a ton of stuff and then use wolves to push the cart behind you. That's one of the things. And it's mostly been around like how do I get this stuff to move without having to be the one to do the movement, and it's mostly around having animals shove stuff. But what are the best materials to do it on? And that kind of stuff. And then other things like game-breaking stuff like shoving boats and stuff underwater so that you can build houses and stuff underwater. Those kinds of things. I did have one. It's not really a carousel, and I haven't rebuilt it. But I had a wave. I guess it would be kind of a carousel proof of concept as well. But I had a wave-powered carousel that worked kind of like... I don't remember what the valves or what they're called, but there's a thing in real life that uses like... I'm not gonna do the shape right. Or maybe I am. It uses this kind of a concept. Where the boat would rest in here. That's gonna break, but the boat rests in here, and then as a wave happens, it shoves the boat up, and then the boat comes down, and then another wave happens, the boat comes up, and then the boat comes down, and then up and down and up and down, and it spins the boat in a circle from there. So that's again another type of independent movement that I was pretty happy about discovering. And I think you have to have something to hold the boat down as well, so like a corresponding the reverse of this just above the boat to move the sails between it. So that's a thing that I did a while ago, and I never rebuilt it. And I've thought about rebuilding it. Here's my original proof of concept for the carousel. This giant M, just chilling here. This platform isn't wide enough for this boat, so it just gets stuck as it goes around it. But yeah, that's generally how that worked. So yeah. And there's a couple other things that I can't think of off the top of my head. It's been a minute, right? I kind of stopped playing for a year, so I'm excited to see like what other stuff. Like Kenner says, maybe we should look into something with windmills and boats. Yeah, maybe because like you're right. The windmill is one of the other few objects that moves, but I can't move it myself. Do you know what I mean? So my guess is that may actually be an issue. But Alex says, I appreciate the out of the box concepts. Well, thanks. Yeah. I like problem solving. I like solving problems. This game presents a lot of interesting challenges to yeah, let's because you can power windmills with motor buff when standing on any of those. That's right. I remember you had mentioned that. Canarus does a ton of out of the box problem solving. And game mechanic hunting to see what can be broken and what can't be as well. But yeah. Anyhow, so that broke, but that's okay. Like I said, I'm very pleased with how well this worked out, and I will count this as a success in terms of the science-ness, and I will look to probably finalizing these plans and seeing what else we can do with that, and coming up with a finished, polished product that I can make a tutorial on at some point, or a live stream tutorial. So I guess keep an eye out for that. But yeah, thanks, Alex. Thanks for being here and checking us out. But I think that's probably a good stopping point. It's been about 2 hours. We did 2 hours of game science. So I really appreciate you, Canis. Thanks for being here, and Captain Fossil, and Sarah, and Alex, and anybody else who's catching up later on in the VOD. I think the next thing that I've got is an Erikan't stream scheduled for Sunday, and I don't think I've got anything scheduled for next week. We'll see how next week goes. How stressed everybody is. And we'll go from there. But yeah, this was fun. Thanks, Canis. So yes, take care. Be kind to yourself and everybody and everything around you. And spicy bit is, of course, be sure to, if you live in the United States or know somebody that lives in the United States, have them check their voter registration, because we are actively purging people from the voter rolls less than a week out from the election, which, if that sounds sketchy, it's because it is. I'm going to say it violates federal law, because it does, and it supersedes the federal law, but that's our Supreme Court right now. They're fine with overruling precedent, which is kind of a bummer, but that's my spicy stuff that I have to say. The rest of the stream went really, really well. Thank you for being here. Take care, be kind, and we'll see you in another stream, everybody. This went really well, so pretty happy. Bye, everybody.